Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome into the channel. My name is Brent with Investing on the Go. Today we're continuing our series of living out of our brokerage account using Robinhood without any 8 to 5. So we are fully funding our life with the capital that we're receiving within our Robinhood portfolio, along with some other miscellaneous things, which we'll go ahead and cover here as we go into our income sector. But in today's video, we're going to be covering week 17 update. We are going to go ahead and cover some market update news this week, right? The market's been essentially flat, but we'll go ahead and cover why exactly that is. We'll go ahead and cover income. We are getting paid out 3 times this week, some massive dividends, nearly $2,000. So definitely stick around to find out which ones are paying out. We did do some buys this week as we are continuing a dollar cost average every single week into the market. And then we'll go into our updated dividend portfolio for week 17, along with the income update as well. So we do have some other videos planned for this week, which go into our retirement funds, which is our big wins and plans that we had started at the beginning of April. That is now, third week of April, fourth week of April. It's all becoming, now realized. So, but that's all in a separate video because that's going to be another interesting topic. So definitely go down below, smash that subscribe, smash that thumbs up, and check out the pinned comment down below to join the Discord server. I like to post there every single week. So, okay, jumping, number one, market update. As of what has happened this week, it's been a pretty calm week, but I did do one update earlier this week. Right, Tuesday, the U.S. did extend the ceasefire with Iran. I just got a notification here on Thursday after hours that President Trump said that the Lebanon and Israel is extending their ceasefire as well. The blockade has been blockaded. The blockade is now, in position, but we're getting reports that there's still upwards of any 40 to 50 ships that are traveling back and forth through the strait completely fine, and some of those ships are Iranian. There was a couple ships being fired upon as well earlier this week. The Iranian economy is looking to get crushed, but they're willing to accept it. And at the same time, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq this week are all hitting new all-time highs. So I thought that was some pretty insane market news right there. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. We can see here Friday we did have a new market high on Friday before selling into the opening week. Tuesday, as it was getting closer to that deadline, the market sold off. But guess what happened after hours? That ceasefire was extended, right? Iran didn't even bother coming to the table trying to negotiate a deal. But President Trump came out and said, hey, you know what, Taco Tuesday, we're going to go ahead and extend the ceasefire indefinitely and come up with some other plan going forward, which I'm sure something will be implemented here in the next few weeks. And the market liked that and continued to move up higher. So we've been in this range right here. And, I've set up some little notifications here at 7:06 and at 7:10. So between 7:06, 7:10, we've been kind of in this range, and we're exactly right in the middle of where I was kind of expecting. And from all-time highs, I'm going to say that we're probably down around 0.51% on the SPY. If we pop over to the QQQ, you can see here Thursday today at around 8:30 this morning, we hit a brand new all-time high on the Qs. And we are only, after hours wise, we're down around 0.44% off all-time highs on the Nasdaq. If you take a look at the overall performance of this thing, we have never been at a higher point than where we're at today, regardless of whether we have a deal or not. Global oil supplies, all that stuff doesn't matter. We're here today. So that is part of the news. I did post a couple other things out there, but nothing related to what's going out there in the world. Now, jumping into our income update. So boom, number 2, our income update. Let's head over to the command center. This has been updated. This is something I've been wanting to update here for the channel, and now I fully flushed it out. So our financial flow of living from our brokerage account over with Robinhood. So we moved from Fidelity over to Robinhood. One of the big things here is I have now the Robinhood Gold Card. This thing has been amazing. It is such a good month for this thing to get and be used, as we had a number of things that we had to take care of. I got brand new all-season tires for my wife's car. I had to get my brake pads replaced on my car as well. Those are pretty big charges right there, as well as our normal daily expenses, our groceries, variable expenses, fixed expenses. Those all are getting loaded onto our credit card bill, and then it's soon going to get paid down. What happens when it gets paid down? We get 3% cash back that's going to get paid off. So once we're paying off from our brokerage account. We're paying down our credit card every month back down to zero. We're paying down our mortgage. We're paying down our car loan payment, and all that cash, it's reaching and returning back into that brokerage account. We also have dividends, which we'll cover here in just a minute. We had 3 dividends getting paid out this week, nearly $2,000 of dividends. Plus, we have other miscellaneous income from referrals, affiliates. I have my real estate business on the side that's over a certain threshold of savings. I like to just kind of kick cash flow over into my brokerage account, just buying up more shares of appreciating ETFs. And anytime we have any sort of growth, appreciation, and excess capital that has not, we paid down all of our expenses for the month. We're back at zero, but we have excess capital. Guess what? We're able to reinvest that back into our appreciating ETFs to increase our income in the following month or week or, so on. So this is the new kind of thing right here. Now jumping into the income this week, we had 3 dividend payouts, some big ones right here. We had the NEOS Bitcoin High Income ETF. This is BTCI. We've been buying up additional shares of this one, bringing up to 300 shares. They did increase their dividend payout by, I think, from 0.77 or 0.78 to now 0.7982. So it's a smidge, but hey, it's an increase. And our share count increased there. So based on the share count, we were paid out $239.46. Bitcoin is still quite a bit from all-time highs. So this is one I'm either going to continue to dollar cost average into, or I might even roll something else into it in the future if I find that it has more value going forward. The next one here is the NEOS Russell 2000 High Income ETF. This is IWMI. Based on our shares of 2,092, at 0.612, we received, or we're going to be receiving, $1,280.30. And then the last one here is the NEOS Gold High Income ETF. This is IAUI. This is based off our 262 shares at 0.5861 shares. We were going to get paid out $153.56. So these all went ex-dividend on the 22nd, which was on Wednesday. So the price has already been, the ex-dividend has already been removed from the price. And all of these are going to be receiving as a dividend payment on the 24th, which is Friday. And we're going to be, once again, almost $2,000 of dividends. This is going to be $1,673.32 of capital just being deposited into our brokerage account over at Robinhood. It's basically inside of a high yield savings account. Right now, Robinhood's offering a 3-point-some% APY on capital that's sitting in cash. So that is the income flow and the income that we received this week so far. Popping up over here, let's go into some buys. We also did some additional buys. So every week I like to dollar cost average. I found an opportunity this week here on Tuesday. So again, I really like the detail of Robinhood. So here you can see here we bought Tap Alpha Innovation. This is position TDAC. We purchased this back on April 21st at 10:34 a.m. So we purchased up 19 shares, so 25.72. So let's go look at April 21st. So let's pop over to TDAC. Let's look at the last 5 days of TDAC right there. 5 days, right? I think that's it. I think it's a little bit too long. There we go. Okay, 5 days of TDAC. We purchased it on the 21st at 10:31 at 25.72. So right here, we purchased TDAC right there at this point. Boom. And as of this point, right, we didn't quite get the bottom. You can see here, there's a little bit more room to the bottom, around 0.4% to the bottom. But, we put on our limit buy. I was happy buying at these levels this week. And if it recovered, which it did, it's up around 1.08% since our purchase, after hours. And at close right now, we can see here it's up 0.61. So we'll go off close. We're up 0.61% since our purchase this week. So yeah, that is our buy into our taxable account. We're going to cover our retirement account here in the next video. I wanted to make this separate because these are, part of our plan and goals that we had for April. Plus we got some really good bonuses off rolling and transferring over. So we're going to cover that in a separate video. So definitely stick around, subscribe for that video here going out. Back to the home. So number 4, our dividend portfolio and income update. As we said, we purchased those 19 shares of TDAC. We had 3930 shares of TDAC. We purchased 19 more. That brings up our total count to TDAC to 3,949. I'm still a bit off, right? I'm still about 151 shares away from where I want my TDAC position to be. I'd like both of these to be right around 50 or 4,100 shares of TDAC and T-SPY. But we can see here our income increased from 1375 to 1382. That is a monthly difference of income of $6.65. So I just increased my monthly income by $6.65. Not a lot, but hey, that's an extra coffee every single month. Times that by 12, I just increased my yearly income by $79.80. So that is a pretty good chunk right there. You can see here over the last, I started this back in January. So since we started this up here, we've been dollar cost averaging ever so slowly into the market, and we've actually increased our yearly income so far. Here we are in April 2026. Based on our purchases that we've been doing throughout the year, we have increased our yearly income by $1,189.42. So boom, we just gave ourselves a $1,000 yearly income increase just by continuing to dollar cost average doing what we do inside this specific portfolio. Now, this is just one portion of my capital invested in the market. We still have our retirement accounts and our real estate business, and I have some other accounts as well. But this is doing exactly what it's needed to be doing, which is generating enough capital to supplement our living expenses. So I think that's a really good thing right there. You can see here we're down around 2.76% total return in this portfolio. A lot of this comes from BTCI, right? BTCI getting kind of hammered there, down 30.08% from those all-time highs, but that's kind of in line with Bitcoin. Right now, one of my things is that I've been kind of thinking is I'd like to take the capital from NEOS, the IAUI, and roll it into BTCI. We can see that we're down 0.28% total return on this position, but we've received $636.24 in dividends from this specific position. So we're actually positive by $594.32. So what I'm thinking is I could roll this position, to sell it, and I would roll it into BTCI, averaging down, increasing my share count and overall, dollar cost averaging into this position. And then the recovery process for Bitcoin, we look at the last year. Back in October, we hit a high here. Yeah, October the 6th hit a high. Then in Bitcoin, it has came down roughly 38% from all-time highs. Whereas gold has been kind of stagnant. It hit a high in January 29th. It hit a high. That's our anniversary there for me and my wife. And then it's came down roughly 16%. Now, it has recovered a smidge, but it's kind of hit a wall. I think, there was an article out there that was floated out there. I'll go ahead and post it on the screen here. But there was a large amount of Bitcoin here recently purchased. I think going forward that Bitcoin might have a higher opportunity in going into the future versus gold at this point. So I'm considering selling out of my IAUI and rolling that into BTCI. Let me know down in the comment section below. What are you guys' thoughts on that? What do you think? Drop me a comment down below and let me know. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in and hanging out. Be sure to go down below, smash that subscribe, smash that thumbs up, check out the pinned comment down below to join the Discord server, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.